Please be seated. Uh, Volunteers, please ensure that nobody is standing outside in the lobby. People are inside and occupying their seats. We are going to start shortly. So,
सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः। नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम्। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः।
Good morning, distinguished Chief Guest, Professor T.G. Sitaram, Chairman, All India Council for Technical Education, Government of India. Respected dignitaries, Professor V. Ram Gopal Rao, Group Vice Chancellor, BITS Pilani. Professor G. Sundar, Director of Campus Programs and Industry Engagement. Professor Sudhir Kumar Barai, Director, BITS Pilani, Pilani Campus. Professor S. Gurunarayanan, Deputy Director of Campus Programs and Industry Engagement. Professor P.B. Venkatraman, Dean, Work Integrated Learning Programs. Professor Krishnamurthy Bindu Madhavan, Convener, ICONville, 2024 Conference Program. Eminent keynote speakers and panelists from the academia and industry. Distinguished professionals from the sponsoring organizations. Respected deans and associate deans, respected faculty colleagues, staff members, alumni, students, and everyone assembled here for ICONville 2024. On behalf of the organizing committee, it is my great privilege to welcome you all to the International Conference on Work Integrated Learning, ICONville 2024. Now, I request the distinguished chief guest and also the respected dignitaries to come on to the dais in the following order. Professor Krishnamurthy Bindu Madhavan, Convener, ICONville 2024. I request Professor Madhuri Bhaiya to present a bouquet to welcome Professor Bindu Madhavan. Yeah, please. Professor P.B. Venkatraman, Dean, Work Integrated Learning Programs. May I request you to come on the dais, sir. I request Professor Bindu Madhavan to present a bouquet to Professor P.B. Professor S. Gurunarayanan, Deputy Director of Campus Programs and Industry Engagement. May I request you, sir, to come on the dais. Professor Sudhir Kumar Bari, Director, BITS Pilani, Pilani Campus. May I request you to grace the dais, sir. Thank you, sir. So, Professor G. Sundar, Director of Campus Programs and Industry Engagement. May I request you, sir, to grace the dais. Professor V. Ram Gopal Rao, Group Vice Chancellor, BITS Pilani. May I request you to grace the dais, sir, kindly. Our distinguished chief guest, Professor T.G. Sitaram, Chairman, All India Council for Technical Education, is here with us. May I request you, sir, to grace the dais. I request everyone to rise for prayer and lighting of the lamp. Thank you. Now we would like to honor our chief guest and the dignitaries. I request our respected Group Vice Chancellor, Professor V. Ram Gopal Rao, to honor the distinguished chief guest with a shawl and a memento. Thank you, sir. Now I request Professor Krishnamurthy Bindumadhavan, convener Iconville 2024, to honor our respected Group Vice Chancellor, BITS Pilani, Professor V. Ram Gopal Rao, with a shawl and a memento. Sir, Barai will. Now I request Professor Krishnamurthy Bindumadhavan, convener Iconville 2024, International Conference on Work Integrated Learning 2024, to deliver the welcome address.
A very good morning and warm welcome to all of you. I would like to start by welcoming our chief guest, Professor T.G. Sitaram, Chairman, All India Council for Technical Education. As Chairman, he has broad responsibility for not only setting guidelines, but also the oversight and promotional activities of the Council, which are geared towards promoting quality technical education for all kinds of programs, including engineering, architecture, pharmacy, and management studies. He constantly travels across the country with a single-minded goal of further developing the technical infrastructure and education system of our country. We thank him for agreeing to take time out of his busy schedule and travel all the way from New Delhi to be here with us this morning and share pearls of wisdom. Thank you, sir. I would also like to extend a warm welcome to our Group Vice Chancellor, Professor V. Ram Gopal Rao, as well as Professor G. Sundar, Director of Off-Campus Programs and Industry Engagement, Professor Barai, Director of Pilani Campus, Professor S. Guru Narayanan, Deputy Director Off-Campus Programs and Industry Engagement, and all other dignitaries on and off the dais, as well as the keynote speakers, panelists, scholars, researchers, practitioners, policymakers from all across the globe who have come here to participate in this conference in one way or the other. Also, a special welcome to our faculty members, staff, students, scholars, and alumni of our various programs, both on and off campus. I would be failing in my duty if I forget to mention a couple of special invitees who have traveled from across the globe to be here with us today. Professor Nelson Lacey from University of Massachusetts at Amherst, Professor Daniel Bernstein, University of Kansas, Professor Manu Kapoor, ETH Zurich, who are actually stalwarts shaping the future of teaching and learning. It is also my pleasure to welcome Mr. Keshwar Rangarajan, co-founder of Spanda AI, a US-based AI company and our partner for developing AI-powered solutions for improving the practice of teaching and learning. This conference is the direct result of the visionary leadership of Professor G. Sundar. About a year ago, Professor Sundar asked Professor P.V. Venkatraman, Professor Anita Ramachandran and myself to think through, conceptualize, plan and bring to life an international conference on work integrated learning. As Director of Off-Campus Programs and Industry Engagement, he oversees one of the largest and in my view, most successful innovations of BITS Pilani, which is the work integrated learning programs, which offer a pathway for working professionals to study and further their career without taking a break from their work life. It is no exaggeration to say that his unwavering commitment to quality education and constant and consistent efforts for enhancing the practice of teaching and learning have brought us to this stage this morning. Iconville presents an invaluable opportunity to engage with cutting-edge research, innovative practices, and thought-provoking ideas in the field of work-integrated learning. At the heart of Iconville is a commitment to advancing knowledge and driving positive change through interdisciplinary collaboration and scholarly inquiry. This is reflected not only in the theme of the conference, but also the theme is work-integrated learning directions for the future, but also in the 5 tracks for paper presentations, as well as the various other events and activities such as keynote speeches, panel discussions, workshops, and student competitions. The overarching goal of the conference is to foster meaningful dialogue, inspire new perspectives, and catalyze transformative action within the realm of work-integrated learning. Whether you are presenting your research, participating in panel discussions, or networking with fellow attendees, we hope that Iconville will serve as a catalyst for inspiration, learning, and professional growth. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to all authors for their invaluable contributions to this conference. Your dedication to advancing the frontiers of knowledge is truly commendable, and we are honored to showcase your work on this global platform. I would like to take this opportunity to extend my sincere thanks to the organizing committee, sponsors, and volunteers for their tireless efforts in transforming Iconville to a successful culmination. The hard work of the team and their dedication have been instrumental in making this conference a reality. A warm welcome and special thanks also to Professor S. Lakshmi Narayanan, visiting faculty from NUS Singapore, who has worked tirelessly behind the scenes mostly for making this conference a success. As you engage with the rich diversity of ideas presented at Iconville, we encourage you to approach each session with curiosity, open-mindedness, and a spirit of collaboration. Together, let us explore new horizons, inspire innovation, and shape the future of work-integrated learning. Once again, a very warm welcome to each and every one of you, and heartfelt thanks for your participation and best wishes for a fruitful conference experience. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Now I request our respected Director of Campus Programs and Industry Engagement, Professor G. Sundar, to deliver the inaugural address.
Professor T.G. Sitaram, Chairman AICTE, and the Chief Guest for today's inauguration. Professor Ram Gopal Rao, Vice Chancellor BITS Pilani, Professor Sudhir Kumar Barai, Director BITS Pilani Campus, distinguished keynote speakers, participants in the panel discussions, some of whom have not yet arrived, both from academia and industry, participants who will be presenting their papers, faculty colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very happy to be here with all of you at this inauguration of this first edition of what we believe will be a biennial event, and which I hope will grow both in scale and quality as we move on. This is not the inaugural address. This is just a very brief few minutes, which is partially an account of what BITS Pilani has done in this field, and partially indicating the potential that work-integrated learning bears for this nation and perhaps many others in various ways. So let me begin with the formal definition of work-integrated learning as given on the website of Cooperative Education and Work-Integrated Learning Canada. Work-integrated learning is a form of curricular experiential education that formally integrates a student's academics with quality experiences within a workplace or a practice setting. WIL experiences include an engaged partnership of at least an academic institution, a host organization, and a student, and can occur at the course or program level, and includes the development of student learning objectives and outcomes related to employability, agency, knowledge, and skill mobility, and perhaps most importantly, lifelong learning. Work integrated as a model of education, in a formal sense, began in the University of Cincinnati in 1904. The Massachusetts Institute of Technology adopted it in a limited way in 1912 in collaboration with General Electric. And over a period of decades, it has caught up in many countries, such as Canada, Australia, South Africa, Southeast Asia, and most recently the Middle East. Of course, quite independently, Germany has had an adoption of work-integrated learning through its dual system of education. In India, right from the early years of independence, there has been a push from the government, especially by way of the recommendations of various learned committees, in the importance of promoting work-integrated learning in our educational institutions. While many institutions have attempted and succeeded in some measure, I think BITS Pilani has distinguished itself in particular by the level and extent of success it has managed to achieve. We offer work-integrated learning in two ways. The first is what we call practice school, which is meant for the students who enroll in our campus-based programs. The first batch of students who went out to practice school was way back in 1972, December. And in 1975-76, the option of going to industry and spending 7.5 months out of their undergraduate years in 2 stints was thrown open to students of all disciplines, because it was the belief of BITS Pilani that this is something which is important for all walks or all lines of education and not necessarily engineering alone. The second is what we call the work-integrated learning programs, and that is typically delivering education, higher education, continuing education, for working professionals at the workplace in order to provide them a path for career growth, advancing their knowledge, perhaps moving laterally, and most importantly, over the years, to increase their productivity at the workplace. While it has addressed these key challenges quite successfully and we have grown in scale, we believe that there are many larger purposes it has served and will continue to serve in many new ways, which perhaps we don't quite have quantitative measures of. It's with this as one of the intentions that some months ago we set up a Center for Education Research and Innovation. Professor Bindu Madhavan heads that also, because we would like to see systematically what impact work-integrated learning has on both students in institutions pursuing regular programs on the campuses, as well as on working professionals pursuing education. Among the larger purposes that it can serve is addressing the scale at which education, higher education is required, especially in a country like India, making more access or more equitable access available to a larger section of the population, and an inculcation of lifelong learning or the habit of lifelong learning. The world is going through an unprecedented set of transformations in terms of digital technologies at a very frenetic pace. And it is important that high quality education at scale in emerging areas is provided, and that presents a huge challenge, which in some small measure at least can be addressed by work-integrated learning. Specific to India, I think we have done very well in the information technology services sector, but we have not done perhaps quite as well in the product sector, nor in many areas of manufacturing. And I believe these are also areas that work-integrated learning can serve well to support industry in rapidly developing the manpower capability that will be required to sustain the kind of growth in manufacturing that we require. This shift in focus from IT to technology will have serious implications for pedagogy, assessment, and learning attitudes of students. I hope this conference will provide us some new ideas which we can experiment and adopt towards meeting this end. We believe we have challenges, but those challenges also present immense opportunities. We need new collaboration and collective efforts to address these challenges. And this conference is one small effort to engage with the larger global community of academics and industry to jointly undertake initiatives in the field of higher education and in particular in this domain of work-integrated learning. I'm grateful to all of you once again for taking the time to participate in these deliberations, and thank you for your patience. Wish you all a very fruitful 2 days of discussions ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I request our respected Group Vice Chancellor, BITS Pilani, Professor V. Ram Gopal Rao, to deliver the inaugural address.
Good morning to all of you, Professor G. Sitaram, and all my distinguished colleagues from the BIT system, and all the delegates and participants, keynote speakers, and everyone. First of all, I would like to welcome Professor Sitaram for taking time to join us on this occasion. I know he is quite busy, and you all know how many institutions AICT looks after, and if everybody starts inviting him for events, I cannot even imagine what his travel schedule will look like. But thanks for considering him. Of course, I have a personal connection to him. He was my colleague director in the IIT system. When I was at IIT Delhi, he was at IIT Guwahati. So we used to consult, and that way he joined after I joined IIT Delhi. So that way, I'm sure there are a lot of good things here done at IIT Guwahati, and he's also initiating a lot of reforms at the AICT level. I hear all the good things now that are happening in the country. And this is, as you know, the first ever conference on work-integrated learning programs, which is the need of the hour. I think we have never really studied this systematically and had experts to deliberate on the way forward for online learning. And we don't have enough conferences even on the education kind of aspects in the country. So BITS has taken a lead. This is one of the conferences, but I'm very keen to start another conference on just education itself. And all these rankings and everything has muddied the waters so much these days that we don't even know. We all seem to be going after these rankings and changing the fundamental ethos of an institution just to get ranked better in these institutions. I think time has come for all of us, the educational institutions and leaders, to come together and discuss where are we headed. So what is learning, and how do we provide the best quality learning to the students? I think a lot of things need to happen. WILP to me represents two things. One is scale. Of course, it happens at a much higher scale. The second thing is also about lifelong learning. The lifelong learning, as you know, is very important now. Just to give you my own example, I started my career in 98, right? And I started with IT. The information technology was the big thing at that time. Of course, it is still the big thing even now. And the government of India had all kinds of missions and programs on IT. After IT came the biotechnology. So again, within 5 years, everybody started talking of bio, and everyone thought it will make us live forever, and all of that. And we also got a lot of money for bio missions and everything. After bio came nanotechnology. Within 5 years, we had a nanotechnology revolution. Government of India allocated huge resources, $1 billion at that time, for nanotechnology kind of research. Then came the cognitive technologies, this AI, ML. Now government again came up with a mission of $1 billion for AI. Now everybody is talking of quantum. So in my 25 years, I have seen every 5 years something new coming up. And the people who are in the industry today, what do they know about quantum? What do they know about nano? Because they would not have been taught all of these kind of aspects. And so therefore, will peace in a way addressing that need? It's a large program now, 46,000 working professionals, registered from all over the country and even abroad as part of WILP with BITS Pilani. I think these are the kind of programs we need to scale up, and these are the programs that I hope to see more institutions benefit from and learn from. So I think the maintaining quality is very important when we go online. That is also one aspect we need to discuss, as part of these conferences. To me, quality comes in two ways, right? In IIT and BITS kind of a system, at the entry level you restrict. You restrict admissions. To get into BITS today, the regular programs, the acceptance rate is 2.5%. We only admit 2.5% of all the students who apply to BITS. So that is where the entry gets restricted. The quality is ensured. Once you get in with that kind of a quality, of course you get a degree and you will be fine, right? But in the WILP kind of program, the model is turned around. How is it turned around? At the entry level, there is no major barrier. The only barrier is you must be working in an industry and you must be doing something related to technology kind of thing. And after that, the barrier exists at the exit level. At the exit level, all these students go to a center and then take their examinations in a proctored kind of a way. So therefore, the quality needs to be ensured either at the entry level or at the exit level. I think both these models are fine. And for scale up, the second model probably is more suited for these online kind of modes, and I think which is what WILP is doing. I think, these are the programs which I believe will also help us to reach that 50% gross enrollment ratio target of NEP. NEP talks of doubling the intake in our institutions. We are not able to, we will not be able to double the intake, if we just go the traditional way. I think WILP has a place in the country, and I'm very happy that AICTE has also recognized this need. Professor Sitaram, in his own way, has started a WILP now in AICTE. He will also tell a little bit about it. So thank you very much for being with us, and have a great learning in the next few days. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I request our distinguished chief guest, Professor Dr. T.G. Sitaram, to deliver the keynote address.
Namaste to everyone. Very good morning to all of you. Professor Rao, Professor Sundar, Professor Bindu Madhava, Sudhir Bharai, and all the distinguished personalities on dais, off the dais, and all the faculty member of BITS, and delegates for this conference, that is the Work Integrated Learning, ICON WIL 2024, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, let me congratulate the Birla Institute of Technology and Science, Pilani, Hyderabad campus, as well as all the other campuses, together organizing this first international conference on work integrated learning, ICON WIL 2024. Warm greetings to all the guests and the attendees for this conference. This kind of an event basically serves as a beacon of collaboration new ideas, innovation, and also new ways of integrating the skilling into education, and particularly higher education. Work integrated learning programs, we have heard from the person who created, Professor Sundar, are highly valuable as they bridge the gap between the academic, learning, and real-world environment. And particularly they provide students or the working professionals a practical experience, industry insights and the requirements, and also the emerging technologies which were not introduced in their work environment for the valuable networking into the, working together with the very emerging technologies. So let me briefly tell about what AICTE has done on this direction. So as you all know, today our higher education system in India, only 28.3 students out of 100 students go to higher education. So our goal is to reach 50 by 2035. So today we have close to about 4.3 crores, which is 43 million students are in higher education, as against our school education, close to about 15 crores at class 10 and class 12, and in total, school education itself is close to about 25 crores. Friends, at All India Council for Technical Education was started as an advisory body in 1945 to then British government in the area of technical education, which became a regulator in 87 when large number of engineering colleges mushroomed in the southern part of India. Today, I would like to tell you, we have moved from a regulatory position. I think among all the regulator, AICTE is the only one regulator moved from regulatory to a facilitator role. So, in this direction, as a facilitator, AICTE has created a lot of, I will not take time to explain all the schemes, projects, what we do at AICTE. So we do have close to about 10,000 institutions across the country. And AICTE has done exceedingly well in terms of internship, creation of mandatory internship, where students will work in an industry for a semester. And AICTE placement activity, because employability at the end of is very critical. And we also introduced the assistant and associate and full professor of practice, so that industry people will come and spend time and start teaching in the engineering colleges. So we also introduced recently, which will come out within a week's time, a sabbatical or a mandatory industry visits for teachers. Involvement with the industry people also has been done in many ways. For example, in many committees of deciding the curriculum. See, AICTE gives actually a model curriculum, okay, for all the diploma and engineering colleges. This is prepared by a group of experts, professors in each of the area, along with industry experts. And almost every year we review this curriculum and keep modifying based on the requirements of the industry needs. And we also have advisory committees from the industry in many of the colleges who will guide them. And we also have created institute innovation councils at 7,500 institutions, which are doing a lot of activities on the innovation, startups, entrepreneurial activity, including awareness about intellectual property rights. So many institutions, even engineering colleges, I have to tell you, I'm traveling nowadays, I'm saying a lot of them have technology business incubators, incubation cells, definitely research and development cells. And recently we have also created an experiential learning part, AICTE Idea Labs. 107 idea labs have been created at 107 colleges, and we are in the process this year, another 150 more idea labs will be created across the country. This mandatory internship has also changed the way our students are getting educated. Friends, before I come to today's conference, I will just tell you, technical education plays a very crucial role in the development of India, especially when it aims to become a developed nation by 2047. The field of technical education has become increasingly important in India as the country seeks a position itself as a global leader in innovation and technology. Just to give you a number, today we are the largest producers of engineering graduates in the world. Close to about 1.3 million graduates come out of all AICTE institutions. And just to compare for you, IITs produce, all the 23 IITs produce 15,000 graduates, and all NITs, National Institute of Technology, produce another 20,000 graduates. So you can see the number. And the success of these programs, which started in somewhere in 80s, is mind-boggling. Because wherever you go, even maybe in this also I should try that action. I wanted to ask you, how many of you have an UG degree from IITs and NITs here? Can you raise the hand, please? You see, I can see 5 hands. I will ask the next question. How many of you are from AICTE approved institutions? You see, this itself will clearly shows majority of you are all very successful people. I consider you as successful. That means AICTE institutions, engineers are very successful, and they are basically the backbone for the growth of India. For example, I went to ISRO, I was with Somnath. I asked him, how many of you have IIT graduates? Very few, or 0, I can tell you. Majority of these, including him, is a graduate from a private engineering college. So many of us also did the same thing. Many of us have graduated, including people who are sitting on the dais, from an engineering college, set up this. So we always talk about their quality. So quality initiative, what AICTE has tried to bring it into these institutions, friends. So what is that we are trying to do at AICTE institutions? See, this is how technical education has been transformed in the last 8 to 10 years. So one is the skilling. So we have given a lot of emphasis on skilling, and up to 40% of the credits, after for example in a BTech, 160 credits, up to 40% of them students can take a self-learning, skill-based courses. Our National Education Alliance for Technology, NEET, if some of you have seen it, please log in and see at AICTE's website. We have more than 1,000 edutech companies participating along with AICTE to offer courses. Okay? We are now asking them to creditize the same and become part of the curriculum. Next is the innovation and research. Technical education fosters innovation and encourages research and development at all our institutions. And we have a mandatory cell at actually R&D cell at all the institutions. More than that is, we are the only country as a nation conducts hackathon, okay? And you could see the festivity of these hackathons. Smart India Hackathon has started in 2017, and consecutively, our Honorable Prime Minister has interacted with the student even at midnight. I'm saying you, 9:30, he has started interacting with the kids online, okay? And it is really mind-boggling. And the way, and every event he was present, 2008, 17, 18, 19, 20, even during COVID pandemic, it was an online hackathon. These hackathons are software edition 36 hours, hardware edition 5 days. The people build their projects, and these projects are displayed at the end, and many of these ideas we have collated in Yukti 2.0 portal at AICTE. Today, friends, we have more than 1 lakh ideas, and more than 6,500 startups have emerged out of this. This is not, and some of them went on to become unicorns. So these stories are not known to many. So I would like you to please look at that. Next is coming to the industrial growth of the nation. A strong technical education system supports the growth of the industry by providing them the pool of skilled professionals, leading to increased productivity, efficiency, and competitiveness. So you can show me an industry without a graduate from AICTE approved institutions, then I will accept. Everywhere, whether it is in India or abroad, all our engineering graduates are there successfully doing their jobs. Okay? And you can see today top companies of all CEOs, CTOs, CFOs are all Indian diaspora, graduated 1 degree at least from India. So this is the education. We are all still looking skeptical about its quality. Definitely, we have this has contributed extensively well, but definitely there is a scope for improvement. I'm not saying there is no scope for improvement. But we have excelled and be the world leader in technical education. Coming to infrastructure development, ladies and gentlemen, India has done very well. This is again a contribution of technical. So even today, I am a civil engineer. I'm involved in construction of long bridges and many of those. Majority of them, even international companies, okay, have only Indian diaspora engineers. It's really a proud moment for all of us today. And in entrepreneurship, today India is the third largest startup ecosystem in the world. With 125,000 startups, out of this, more than 125 companies are unicorns, and maybe bigger than that also. And what is most important is all of these 125 unicorns are brought more than $450 billion worth of market capital, and 1/4 of that has flowed even from outside to India. So I'm not saying that there are no failures. There are failures, but we need to reach to much greater heights. So we need to look at how we can really do this. So there is a global competitiveness. China and America are much, much above. So well-developed technical education system only can place us equivalent to them or beyond, better than them. And that day has come, ladies and gentlemen. This is Amrit Kal. And this is the golden time. You have seen the success of Chandrayaan, Aditya L1, how we have placed it very accurately when even very developed countries have failed to do so. Russia's launch itself did not even reach the moon. And then American private companies reached the moon but tripped over. So, but the Chandrayaan project was a very successful project. Washington Post wittily said, in their article soon after the launch, so look at Indian engineers, particularly the women engineers of India, okay, wearing bindi and a sari, were able to contribute and place this successfully on the South Pole for the first time in the world. So big applaud for the women engineers of the India, please. Why I say that is, more than 40% of engineering students are all girls in AICTE institutions. Their own choice. See, IITs were still struggling to get girl student more than 22%. The reason is maybe many choices, because of many of us parents also don't want our girl student to go to an IIT very far away from their home. Instead, they study in a nearby college and do well. They successfully have done it. This is the golden time, madam, sir. Sustainable development is another where technical education can contribute extensively. That's the beauty of India, where we have demonstrated extensively how to inculcate the sustainable practices and technologies promoting environmental conservation, resource efficiency, and sustainable development, which are essential for long-term prosperity of the nation. So look at what we have done in terms of solar, everything very big, ladies and gentlemen. And this is a golden time, as I told you, it is an Amrit Kal, and I don't think India has to wait to become the leader of the world. We are presently the 5th largest economy. We are going to be soon 3rd largest economy, because thin margin. And it is not just the economy itself. If you look at the number of publications, we are already in the 3rd position. I know there is a lot of gap between the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st, because Chinese and Americans, whether it is in patent filing. So today, our patent filing has also increased. We are again in the 3rd position. And number of PhDs produced in STEM areas, we are again 3rd largest in the STEM areas, science, technology, and engineering, mathematics. So these numbers has not come very easily. Professor Rao, you talked about more of how research and innovation initiatives by the government has helped to create such an ecosystem. Friends, I'm talking about the other space. One is research and innovation, the other is the skilling. That's where India has actually started in 2019 a new ministry on skill development and entrepreneurship, first time. And the beauty is the Minister for Skill Development and Entrepreneurship is same as the Minister of Education. So there is a lot of collaboration on skilling, and we are actually in the preparing our young people for a new skilling and skill courses. So I was very happy to be part of a signatory to many large multinational companies like IBM, Google, Microsoft, Salesforce, okay, and many other, to signing with dedicated, clear numbers to be trained by 2030. Each one of them have given a clear number and what they're going to train and how they're going to do free of cost using their CSR funding. I did even ask them, why are you doing this? Okay, why are you doing everything free for our students, particularly the engineering and technological courses? You know, the answer is, these are our future employers. Please remember, world is an aging society. Majority of the countries, whether it is Japan, Germany, or Taiwan, and even though Taiwan is a very small country, but the technology in semiconductor is mind-boggling. But there are no young people there really take care of the future growth as well as even sustaining whatever technologies they've developed. This is where India's strength coming in, the demographic dividend, with 500 million young people aspiring to be people to achieve something. And this is the time we have opened up our technical education, friends. So now there is no moratorium. Soon after I took over, I said there is no moratorium. A competition will be there for among the good, and these numbers, they're not going to only look for their jobs in India, they can be the global engineers. So we have seen such kind of a mass movement of people in 60s, 70s, but the number itself was very small. But today, friends, our numbers are going to really deliver a leadership role to India. We are already witnessing that. So in this particular conference, what you are trying to do, the work integrated learning, which contributes to the overall improvement of the educational quality by ensuring the curricula remain relevant and up to date with industry trends and demands. I have clearly demonstrated how we have actually done that in a regular programs. But this is a program for the people who are working. So I have also created a new program this year called Working Professionals Program. This is an evening program, which is a flexible program, but they will go to a college full-time, they will attend laboratories, classes full-time, using the existing infrastructure and faculty at the colleges. I'm very happy to tell you 325 colleges we have identified from top performing institutions and given this role of working professionals. So this program is going to be very successful because an ITI fellow who is working with 1 year of experience can register for a diploma fellow can register for a UG program, and UG program, with a UG program, working professional can do a PG, postgraduate, in those identified institutions within 75-kilometer range so that he can physically go to the classes and attend them and attend the laboratories as well. This has been a very, very well-received program by all the institutions because it's a revenue-generating model for them as well. And this is a very unique program which was not at all there, which we have created. So what is the difference between the one what BETS is doing and what the one we are doing? Let me talk about a little bit before I conclude. See, as I showed you, AICTE give more emphasis to collaborate with industry experts and stakeholders to develop the curricula, and that also incorporate the work integrated programs. These curricula are designed to equip students with the skills, knowledge, and practical experience required to be a successful career in their chosen field. So only the difference is the WILP program of the BETS is delivery using technology. So let me also talk about technology delivery in our AICT institution also. Majority of the institutions, I will tell you, they are much advanced now today with high-end technologies. They are already using it. And we are actually asking, if you did not know this, 40% of the courses they can take through Swayam and Swayam Plus. Swayam is a very largest MOOCs platform in the world. 10,000 full-time courses offered by many of our IITs and NIT and very senior professors are available to all the students, and they can take the exam, and we have made it very flexible also. These examinations can be conducted by the colleges itself now. This is another model. First is examination will be conducted by IIT Madras for all the NPTEL related of the Swayam courses. But now, last month we have added Swayam Plus. Even Microsoft, Google can also offer their skill courses on this platform, which is creditizable. So this is part of the things which we have done. So the delivery using technology is possible for many courses which are theoretical based or mathematical based, but engineering program, still AICTE presently says clearly, watch my word, presently says clearly, no online engineering program can be run in the country without proper interaction. Because online courses, what happens is, when an online delivery of engineering programs, there are advantages, there are disadvantages. I could witness yesterday evening, I spent quite a bit of time looking at what bits have developed. So there is a limited hands-on experience, and some engineering disciplines require hands-on lab work and practical experience, particularly civil engineering, mechanical engineering, and such courses. Communication barriers, collaborative projects and discussions. Please remember, our students' attention span is going down because they are flipping these 2-minute videos on their Facebook. Facebook has already apologized to the government of United States, saying that it's basically an addiction. So friends, in that case, we need to bring them for some time to the campuses. This is a very, very essential. That is what AICTE thinks strongly. Technology limitations are also there. A poor internet connection. Even though we could say as a country today, the developer of the largest public digital infrastructures in the world, and 45% of our UPI transactions happen, and on digitally without any interference, and many of us have actually removed our wallet and credit cards as well, only GPay and all that. Please remember, we are the largest as a country have adopted digital technologies. During COVID-19, friends, more than 350 crores. This number, I think many of the Americans will not understand because the entire their population. 10 times of their population. 350 million. So 10 times of their population are actually on our Ayushman Bharat, and as well as the vaccination done. So every vaccination certificate, many of us have downloaded many, many times at a fraction of a second. Such kind of digital infrastructure India has created, so we're still having a doubt. So, friends, reduced societal interaction is also another problem with completely going online. Friends, the effective instructional design, interactive online platforms, and supportive faculty are very essential. I'm not saying, so we need to develop that. We need to also use extensively I am only saying it has to be blended. Somewhere we need to blend part of it, otherwise we will not be. So AICTE advocates for the importance of WIL in enhancing the employability of the technical education graduates and addressing the skills gap in the workforce. Through awareness campaigns, AICTE also promotes the benefits of WIL among students, educators, employers, and policymakers. We have written to all state governments. A lot of skilling activities are happening in every state government. Many skill development programs are happening at a big scale. Friends, there are Skill India Digital is one other largest digital platform which is going to be available to you. It is already open. That's going to have 50 crore registered users. And the way digital infrastructure are being used by AICTE as well, we have created recently APAR ID, which along with Academic Bank of Credits and national credit framework giving a flexibility. This will be the new QR code for our young learners. They can pick and choose their courses and deliver get their degrees. To accumulating all these things online, the days are not very far away. So I'm not against, again, wanted to tell you, we are not against digital learning. What I'm trying to tell you is an engineering program with some hands-on is very, very essential, and we need to keep that in mind while we are delivering work-integrated learning programs. This is a message from the AICTE. I request, there is a scope. Whatever the numbers are, you should create and do the things. We need to have what is called facilitation centers across the country, talk to them, integrate these things with them, and enough money should be spent on those things as well to have an interaction, and live interaction. AICTE is there to you. We will set up at 12 locations these kind of laboratories if you want. Another 200 AICTE Idea Labs will be generated for you, which will be useful to you as well. You can join hands with us and make those accessible to the young people, where they will also work together collectively in an environment where they can contribute. So with this, I extend my heartfelt appreciation for the work-integrated learning program of BETS Pilani, but I only advise them to see how you bring them together for some time so that they work in a collaborative environment and also hands-on rather than everything on the computer. Okay? So there is a deficiency in the computers program. So I appreciate the scale at which they're doing, because we need to reach that scale of, as I told you, of 50% of gross enrollment ratio in 10 years. So there are programs which can be run even in engineering, like cyber security, data science, artificial intelligence, completely online. There is no problem. But core engineering is very key. Friends, core engineering, we are also emphasizing that emerging technology course as a minor for all our core engineering. So AICTE's initiatives are actually much better than many of the IITs and NITs. As a director of an IIT, I'm telling you. Okay? And there are much better, but implementation to the root level has not happened. That also will accept. Okay, but there are more than 1,500 institutions generating large number of very high quality engineers for the growth of the nation. Those are there for us because majority of our IIT graduates have a package and run away. And they are so number also, we don't even find them. But the people who are either in the startup, entrepreneurial activity, research and innovation, whether ISRO, DRDO, all are our second and third grade engineering college students. And question yourself, many of you are also from there only, and who have contributed well and be successful. So our institutions are doing an excellent job. This is a golden time, and we need to bring the entire world to India. AICTE is planning to go even abroad to facilitate, not to, because I don't run any engineering college. I only facilitate all of you. So we are actually going to 5 countries soon to facilitate not only just students coming to India. I am talking about student mobility, faculty mobility, dual degree programs, twinning programs. We have a program with Ashok Leyland, MTech program, twinning program with Ashok Leyland. 1 year they will spend at the college, 1 year in the Ashok Leyland factory itself. So there are fantastic models in India. You go to every institute, you see a new thing. So there are a lot of learnings can be done. So there is no doubt. Let us have a positive hope that India will be the leader soon, and the days are not very far. And as I keep saying this to many, 17th century belonged to Dutch, 18th to British, 19th to Americans, and maybe 20th century to China, and then 21st century is ours, ladies and gentlemen, after the COVID-19. Thank you very much. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir, for your enlightening and motivating talk with a lot of information on the statistics and the programs that are supported by Government of India and the quality of the technical education. Now, ICONville 2024 attracted more than 200 abstracts, and after so many reviews, we had 1/3 of them around 70 of them got selected for final presentation. So we have the book of extracts being released as part of this inauguration function. Thank you, sir. Now I request Professor Gaurav Nagpal to deliver vote of thanks.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Professor Ganesh. I thank our chief guest, Professor T.G. Sitharaman, the chairman AICTE, for his wonderful and auspicious presence in this occasion, and also for his enlightening and motivating words. I would also like to thank Professor V. Ram Gopal Rao, the Vice Chancellor, sir, and Professor G. Sundar, the Director of Campus Programs and Industry Engagement, for their valuable guidance and leadership that gave us strength in the planning and the organizing of this conference. I would also like to thank all the distinguished professors on the stage who have been constant source of support in this endeavor. And needless to mention, many thanks to the distinguished delegates from the industry, delegates from the academia, our own faculty members, our wonderful staff members, the student attendees, and the alumni for their amazing support that they have given in this conference. Thank you. Thanks. So from here on, we will move for the keynote speech, first keynote speech by Professor Bernstein in room number F101. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Gaurav. I think all of you may have the schedule using the QR code. There is one small change in the venue for the next event, that is first keynote speech by Professor Bernstein. We are, instead of having it in auditorium, we are having it in F101. For those of you who are new to this place, it's just as you, yeah, sure. As we just go out of this auditorium, and in the lawn, in the middle, if you take right, on the right side, F101 is there. So immediately after this, we proceed there for first keynote speech by Professor Bernstein. After the keynote speech, we have a high tea arranged. So I request all the distinguished audience to join for the high tea after attending that keynote speech by Professor Bernstein. So I once again thanks everyone for attending the inauguration function. Thank you. 1 second. Yeah.
Kindly be seated for another 2 minutes, please. Thank you.
So thanks for your time. Now we would like to honor our dignitaries. I request Professor Bindu Madhavan sir to honor our director, BITS Pilani campus, Professor Sudhir Kumar Barai, with a shawl and a moment. Now I request Professor Bindu Madhavan sir to honor our director. Thank you. So we would meet at F101 for the keynote speech and then kindly join us for high tea. High tea is arranged in the auditorium foyer area, so we'll come back for high tea. Thank you.